Alrighty, folks, welcome to our free pick video here today for Tuesday, December 10th, 2024. Happy Tuesday to you. Hopefully you had a great start to the new week. And of course, if you're joining me for the first time here today, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks on YouTube since 2016. Of course, if you're joining me for the first time, if you haven't done so already, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. I'd love to connect with you on a daily basis. And of course, if you end up liking this video, please feel free to smash that like button, pound that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. Of course, if you want to see which one of these games on the slate here today that I actually like the best, you may want to think about signing up for my Gold Club package on my premium page. I'll explain a little bit more about all that at the end of the video. But with that, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to start off in the NBA. Magic Bucks, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Milwaukee's -6.5, totals 214. Now, the Bucks got the W in 8 out of their last 10 ball games. They're currently 6th in the league in defensive field goal percentage. Brook Lopez leads the team in blocks and steals. Dame Lillard's got 20 steals on the year himself. They're facing an Orlando squad who failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4 themselves. Having some troubles on offense here for Orlando. The Magic currently finds themselves in the bottom 5 in scoring, dead last in shooting the three-pointer. They're making just 31% of their deep balls as a team. Now, injury-wise, Harris, Wagner, and Banchero are out. Isaac's questionable. Meanwhile, for the Bucks on the other side, Giannis, Middleton, Livingston, and Beauchamp are questionable for them. When it comes to the total, Milwaukee saw unders in 2 out of their last 3 games. Meanwhile, Orlando saw unders recently against the likes of the Sixers, Nets, and Hornets. Give me the Bucks -6.5, under 214. All right, next contest, Mavs Thunder, 9:30 p.m. East. Oklahoma City's -5, totals 231.5. And tell you what, both teams playing a physical brand of defense. OKC's allowing just 103 points a game, league leaders in takeaways. Meanwhile, Dallas on the other side, they're in the top 10 in blocks, 5th in defensive field goal percentage. Washington and Marshall are questionable for the Mavs. Kleba, Williams, Hardy, and Exum are out. Meanwhile, for OKC, Flagler, Williams, Deng, and Holmgren, they're inactive for them. When it comes to the total, the Thunder saw unders recently against the likes of Toronto, the Lakers, and Golden State. Meanwhile, Dallas saw unders against the likes of Memphis, Utah, and New Orleans. When it comes to selecting a winner in this one, this game is being featured as my extra daily pick on my premium page. But as far as making a free play is concerned, I like the under 231.5. All right, we're going to go into some college basketball. Our first game is Albany taking on Syracuse, 7 o'clock East. Syracuse is -13, totals 155.5. Now, the Orange did drop 4 out of their last 5 games, actually having a tough go of things on defense. These guys are allowing just about 80 points a game. They rank 311th in field goals allowed per contest. And believe it or not, Albany on the other side, they're in the top 25 in the country in field goals made per game, having a little issue getting to the basket. Kenny Briggs is making 46% of his 3 balls, 90% shooting from the stripe. And Byron Joshua, he's got 2 first names. He leads the roster in points per game. Now, total-wise, the Danes, they saw overs in their last 4 straight. Syracuse saw overs against the likes of Tennessee, Texas Tech, and Youngstown State. I think Albany can keep this one close. Maybe a little backdoor cover action here. Give me Albany +13, over 155.5. All right, next matchup here, College of Charleston, C of C. They're taking on St. Joe's, and that's going to be a 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. St. Joe's is -8.5 at home, totals 151 and a hook. Now, the Hawks are 6-3 straight up on the year, 4-5 against the point spread. Meanwhile, Charleston's 6-2 straight up, 5-2 against the number in their last 7. Of course, more recently, the Cougars won 3 out of their last 4 games. They're scoring just about 80 points per contest. Andrzej Brzovic is scoring 20 points a game, 44% shooting from 3 land. And C.J. Fulton's second on the roster in points. 50% shooting from beyond the arc for him as well. And they're facing a St. Joe's team on the other side who failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4. Their top 2 scorers have been terrible shooting the basketball. They need volume because they are not very accurate. Those guys are making just 36% of their field goals collectively. And once again, that's between their top 2 scorers. Now, total-wise, oddly enough, the Hawks did see overs recently against Texas Tech, Penn, and Villanova. Meanwhile, Charleston saw overs in 4 out of their last 7 qualifying ball games. Give me Charleston plus 8.5 over 151 and a hook. All right, next game should be a good one. Penn State, Rutgers, 7 o'clock East. Rutgers is -2, totals 157. And the Scarlet Knights with plenty of overs here recently. 3 out of their last 4 games got over the line. 6-3 to the over in their last 9. They're currently averaging 80 points a game, and they rank in the top 35 in free throws made. Now, Penn State, on the other side, they are a top 5 point-producing team themselves, 52% shooting from the field. The Nittany Lions saw overs recently against the likes of Purdue, PFW, and Virginia Tech. Of course, when it comes to selecting a winner in this one, this game is being featured as my daily best play. But as far as making a free pick is concerned, I like the over 157. All right, next contest, Michigan, Arkansas, 9 o'clock Eastern start. Michigan is -3.5. Total is 145 and a hook. Arkansas is 7-2 straight up on the year. Michigan's 8-1, and both teams doing a nice job getting to the cup. Michigan makes 50% of their field goals. Arkansas is in the top 25 in offensive field goal percentage themselves. Now, the Razorbacks saw overs recently against Illinois, Pacific, and Maryland Eastern Shore. Meanwhile, Michigan saw overs against the likes of Iowa, Miami, Ohio, and Cleveland State. When it comes to selecting a winner, this game is being featured as my college basketball tier package play. But as far as making a free pick, I like the over 145.5. Next game, Big Ten matchup here, Wisconsin, Illinois, 9 o'clock East. Illinois is -7, totals 154. The Illini saw 3 out of their last 4 stay under the total, 5-2 to the under in their last 7. They're currently limiting opponents to just 36% shooting from the field. Meanwhile, Wisconsin saw unders in 2 out of their last 3 themselves, guarding the 3 ball really well. They're actually limiting their competition to just 29% shooting from downtown. Now, when it comes to selecting a winner, this game is being featured as my Gold Club tier package play. But as far as making a free pick, give me the under 154. All right, next game. Eastern Washington taking on Washington Huskies, 11 o'clock East. The Huskies are -13, totals 147. Now, Washington did fail to cover in 6 out of their last 8 qualifying ball games. This is a pretty big number for a team who really doesn't cover well. When it comes to offensive production, or lack thereof, the Huskies are averaging only 69 points a game. They currently rank 346th in three-pointers made. And they're facing an Eastern Washington team who's had little problems getting to the basket. They're making 26 field goals a game on average. Sebastian Hartman averages double-digit points a game, 46% shooting from beyond the arc. And Andrew Cook, he leads the program in points per game, 56% shooting from the field. Now, 6 out of the Eagles' last 9 ball games did get over the total. Meanwhile, the Huskies saw overs against the likes of USC and UC Davis. Give me Eastern Washington +13, over 147. And with that, we're going to jump into some NHL action. We're going to start off with the Avalanche taking on the Penguins, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop. Colorado's $1.60, total 6.5. Scotty Wedgwood in the net for the Avs. Tristan Jarry for Pittsburgh. Now, Jarry's got a goals against average of .368, save percentage in the 800s. And tell you what, when the Pens are at home, they've done a poor job defensively. They're allowing more pucks on net they're Oh, man, I'm so excited. Can't spit it out. They're allowing more pucks on net at home than any other team. And I'm so appalled at that I couldn't even hardly speak it. And of course, no real surprise. Pittsburgh's dead last in the league in goals allowed per game. And unfortunately for them, they're facing a top 10 goal producing team in the Avalanche. Nathan MacKinnon leads the NHL in assists, third in points. And Mikko Rantanen, he leads the locker room in goals. 5 out of Colorado's last 8 road games did get over the total. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh went 6-2 to the over in their last 8 in their own barn. Give me Colorado minus 160, over 6.5. All right, next contest, Flyers, Blue Jackets, 7 o'clock East. Both teams minus $1.10, pretty much a coin flip, total 6.5. Elvis Merzlikins for the Blue Jackets, Sam Urson for Philadelphia. And, to be fair, both teams are having their fair share of issues on the defensive end of the ice. Goaltender Sam Urson, he's got a save percentage in the 800s for the Flyers. They're actually 27th in goals allowed on the road. Meanwhile, Columbus on the other side, they're currently in the bottom 3 in goals allowed per game themselves. The Blue Jackets' last 4 home games all got over the total. They're also 8-2 to the over in their last 10 at any location. I like the over 6.5. All right, next matchup, Sharks, Canes, 7 o'clock East. Carolina's the massive $5 favorite, total 6.5. Pyotr Kochkov for the Hurricanes, Vitek Vanacek for San Jose. Now, Vanny's just 3-6 on the year with a goals against average close to 4. He's also got a lackluster save percentage of .883. And, of course, his defensive lines are not doing him any favors. The Sharks allow more pucks on net on the road than any other team besides one. They're facing a Canes team who definitely plays some tough defense themselves. They're allowing only 23 shots on goal a game at home. Kochi's been good in the net. Piotr's 11-4 with a goals against average of .268. Of course, defenseman Dmitry Orlov's in the top 5 in plus-minus. He currently finds himself a plus 17. Now, total-wise, Carolina's held the Sharks to just 2.6 goals a game in their last 10 head-to-head meetings. So if you're into historical trends, you certainly want to think about that one there. Actually, they averaged just 23 shots on goal a game during that stretch of head-to-head games I just mentioned. Give me Carolina minus 1.5, under 6.5 goals. Next contest, Flames, Preds, 8 o'clock East. Nashville's minus $1.45, totals 5.5. UC Saros for Nashville, Dan Vladar for Calgary. And even though Vladdy's had several good outings, he's still just 5-5 in the net for the Flames, just a .500 win percentage on the year. Of course, more recently, the Flames dropped 6 out of their last 7 games as a team. They're the second lowest goal-scoring team on the road in the league right now. And they're going to face UC Saros, who's got a couple of shutouts on the year, save percentage of .910. And in their last 10 gatherings with Calgary, the Preds held the Flames to just 2.7 goals a game. Now, total-wise, Nashville's last 3 home games did stay under the total. They're also 8-2 to the under in their last 10 at any location. I like Nashville minus 145, under 5.5. All right, next contest, Lightning, Oilers, 9 o'clock East. Edmonton's $1.50, total 6.5. Stu Skinner for the Oilers, Andre Vasilevsky for Tampa Bay. And Vasilevsky, he's got a dozen wins in the crease, 240 goals against average. But even if he struggles, Tampa Bay is a top 3 goal-scoring team. Braden Point leads the club in goals. Nikita Kucherov has the most points. And they're going to face Stu Skinner, who's definitely allowed his fair share of pucks in the net himself. Skinner comes into today's start with a save percentage of .892. Now, Edmonton, also allows a majority of their goals late. They're in the bottom 5 in third period goals allowed at home. And speaking of home games, Edmonton's last 4 straight at Rogers Place did get over the total. They're also 7-3 to the over in their last 10 at any location. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay saw overs in 7 out of their last 10 themselves. I like Tampa Bay plus 1.5, over 6.5. Next matchup, Wild Hockey Club, 9:30 p.m. East. Minnesota's $1.20, totals 5.5. Phil Gustafson for Minnesota, Karel Vejmelka for Utah. Now, Karel's just 4-7 on the year, and Utah's 27th in defensive shots on goal at home, so look for him to get tested here tonight. Now, they also saw 2 out of their last 3 at home get over the line. Meanwhile, Minnesota saw 4 out of their last 6 on the road get over the number themselves. I like the over 5.5. And with that, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. Panthers Kraken, 10 o'clock East. Florida's minus $1.80, total 6. Sergei Bobrovsky for the Panthers. Joey Daccord for Seattle. Daccord's 12-6 with a .913 save percentage. The Kraken's also in the top 10 in goals allowed at home. And out of Seattle's last 10 contests, they cashed in on the puck line in 60% of those games. Now, Florida, on the other side, they failed to cover in 3 out of their last 5 on the road themselves. Having a tough time scoring against the Kraken here recently. They've been held to just 2.3 goals a game in their last 5 meetings with Seattle. So, once again, if you're into historical trends, you certainly want to think about that one there. I think Seattle can keep this one close. Give me the Kraken plus 1.5, under 6. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. NBA, Bucks minus 6.5, under 214. I like the under 231.5 in that Dallas-OKC game. And once again, if you want to see which one of these games on the slate here today that I actually like the best, you may want to think about signing up for my full access, all-inclusive Gold Club membership. College basketball, Tennessee minus 16, over 145. Butler minus 14.5, over 143. Rhode Island minus 4, under 150. NC State minus 32, over 136.5. Princeton minus 14, over 147. Albany plus 13, over 155.5. Morgan State plus 29, over 156. Charleston plus 8.5, over 151.5. I like the over 157 in the Penn State-Rutgers game. Incarnate Word plus 34, under 144. Davidson minus 8.5, over 140. NC Central plus 26, over 144. Florida Atlantic minus 12.5, over 153. Troy plus 26, over 133. Wyoming plus 1.5, over 158. Tennessee State plus 16, under 159.5. Southern Miss plus 6, under 148.5. I like the under 139 in that Providence-DePaul game. Over 145.5, Michigan, Arkansas. Under 154, Wisconsin, Illinois. Kansas City plus 2, under 145. Long Beach State plus 4.5, under 137.5. Cornell plus 9, over 166. Eastern Washington plus 13, over 147. NHL, Colorado minus 160, over 6.5. I like the over 6.5 goals in the Flyers Blue Jackets game. Carolina minus 1.5, under 6.5 goals. Devils minus 135, over 6. LA Kings minus $1.25, over 5.5. Winnipeg Jets minus 135, over 5.5 goals. Predators minus 145, under 5.5. Tampa Bay Lightning plus 1.5, over 6.5 goals. Give me the over 5.5 in the Wild Hockey Club game. Seattle plus 1.5, under 6. And give me the Blues plus 1.5, over 6 goals. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. And if you do end up getting a membership here today on my premium site, just a friendly final reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame, absolutely free. Going to be included with your membership. That's why I always tell folks, that Gold Club package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. Gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. But most importantly, guys, gotta thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, folks, happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page.